Hello viewers and welcome to Radio Dwarka. Radio Dwarka in its corporate series is going to talk about a lot of the topics as we mentioned. And in today's topic we're going to talk about the importance of personal brand. All of us have heard about brands like Samsung, Nestle and various others. Today we have with us Amit Vip, our leadership coach, who is going to talk to us about the importance of building a personal brand. So, hi Amit, welcome to Radio Dwarka.
Thank you.
Amit, I talked about a couple of names which are the company names. But what is the brand of an individual? We hear that a lot, but if you could help our viewers understand what is the brand of an individual.
Okay. Like product brands, every individual represents a brand. Every individual has some unique qualities which actually represents them and make them different from others. Individual brand or a personal brand is something that you stand for. Who you are, what you're known for, what do people talk about you? What unique skills or special qualities or behavior that you have that differentiates you from others? What do you get paid for? Why would companies hire you? What is your brand? So if we talk about in corporate parlance, people are known for being a great motivator, a great salesperson, somebody who drives change very well, somebody who drives results wonderfully well, a visionary leader, and so on and so forth. People are also given nicknames for the brand that they represent. Think about Sachin Tendulkar, he's called the Little Master. Think about Rahul Dravid, he's called the Wall. Why? Because they have created a brand by delivering consistently about what they are passionate about. And that holds good even for every individual. You can decide what that brand should be for you. If I just take my own personal example, I work in the field of supporting individuals, executives and entrepreneurs in supporting them to be successful and happy. So I'm branded as somebody who's transforming lives.
Okay. So Amit, how is that brand built for any individual?
So brand building is actually an exercise in itself. Brand gets built by consistent display of certain skills, qualities, behavior that probably are very good at. You have to think about what is the brand that you want to build for yourself. That's the starting point. You have to identify what you're very good at, what you're passionate about, and how does building that brand would help in your success or would take you forward in life. Once you identify that, you have to ensure that you're building that skill or behavior over a period of time and also use it in your day-to-day things that you're doing. Whether you are an employee, you are an entrepreneur, you're somebody who's doing something of their own. A consistent display actually helps. So let's think about Sachin Tendulkar again. What Sachin did was not a fluke. He worked on building his brand by practicing very hard. He started practicing his strokes from a very young age. We all know that. And what he delivered at the end was a great brand. People know him for what he brought on the table. And he's actually respected for that. So it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time. But if you're passionate about it, I'm sure you can build your brand.
So Amit, that's nice, and I'm sure it takes long time, as you said, because it's consistent performance. And taking the example of Sachin, Sachin has done that over the years. It's like decades that he took to kind of create his brand. But why is a brand really important for any person? Why should I really have a brand for myself? Brilliant
question. Why do products have brands? Okay. Don't we all buy branded goods even if you have to pay a higher price? Is it not? I am a fan of Apple products. Why do I buy Apple even though I have to pay a higher price? Because I like their products. They actually offer some value to me. They provide me some comfort, or they provide me certain features that other products don't provide. So I'm clearly patronizing Apple as a brand even though I have to pay a higher price. Let's take that example in a corporate world. If you are an employee and you're liked by an employer, we need to find out why do they like you? Why does your boss like you? Maybe because you represent certain skills, certain qualities that are very unique, that differentiate you from others. You deliver on their expectations, always And that's why you have built a consistent brand for yourself. In my professional experience, I have observed that some of my colleagues were always given priority to be part of a project or an initiative. That was because they brought some unique skills. They were able to deliver on the expectation of the organization, and by design, these are the people who were always recognized, rewarded, and promoted faster than others. They were able to build their own brand. At the same time, they were able to enhance the brand of the organization by what they did.
Oh, so that's really a good insight, because I'm sure हमारे काफी viewers को ये एक thought होगा कि in corporate life that normally happens is you wanted something but you didn't get it. Say for example the project that you mentioned or some other thing, and we always thought कि क्यों नहीं मिला, So I think that's the key that you're mentioning. Maybe the skill that was required was something that the other colleague of ours displayed, or the brand that he carried was what they were looking at, and that's how they got it and I didn't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to add here that organizations always prefer people if they are brilliant at something. They would always give preference to people who have a brand, who can live the values and the culture of the organization and can actually help the organization achieve its objectives and goals. Clearly, those are the winners.
Okay. So Amit, just a quick question here is like, as you said, we're comparing it with company brands, right? So company brands do a lot of marketing. So as an individual, do I need to market myself to show my brand to people?
Brilliant. I would say yes and no.
Okay.
Ideally, your brand should speak for yourself. As I said earlier, if you are consistently displaying certain skills or behavior, you would automatically be known for what you bring on the table. Having said that, if you're not being recognized for the skills that you bring on the table, you should look at why not. It's important to go and take feedback from people who are important for the success of your profession. It could be your bosses, stakeholders, customers, whoever they are. Once they give you a feedback, it's important to identify what is that you're missing and how do I kind of build on that. If you have a good brand, you will automatically be spoken about by the organization or people around you. They will speak about how good you are at something. You will automatically attract sponsors. So for example, people like Shah Rukh Khan or Virat Kohli don't need to market their brand till the time they are able to live up to their brand on a daily basis.
Okay.
However, if your brand is still not as you want it to be, see what you can do about it. So for example, maybe you should start supporting people who lack the expertise that you have. Help them to be successful. Volunteer for projects or initiatives where you can add value by using your skills. It's also good to sometimes talk about what you can achieve or what are some of the achievements you have. Because it's very important that people know what you're good at. Over a period of time, you'll see when you consistently display those behaviors or skills, you will automatically build your brand. So it's a no-brainer.
Okay, that's nice. So Amit, just one question that, as you were answering all of this, we've created a brand, we've kind of marketed a brand also as individuals. But do people tend to spoil their brands also?
Absolutely. You end up spoiling your brand when you're not focusing on building your brand. So if I again go back to my corporate experience, people would spoil their brand by not living up to the expectations of the organization. When you're not performing well, your quality is poor, your feedback from your customer stakeholder is not good, obviously your brand is getting impacted. Also, you are very good in a particular role, but as you move role or move to another company, the expectation is that you'll perform at a particular level. However, because you're living in the glory of your past brand, you don't upskill yourself, and as a result you fail. But then you blame the system for it. Also, I've seen people who are always complaining about things, about their boss, company policies, this and that, etc. Always would attract a negative brand. And that's the reason for some of your failure.
That's nice. I think a lot of eye-opening thoughts here. And Amit, thanks a lot for all of this information, because a lot of things that Amit mentioned, I knew them, but maybe I couldn't link it back to like the brand that we talk about on a daily basis. And I'm sure it's helped our viewers. So viewers, you need to think that everything that we do on a daily basis is somewhere impacting the brand that we carry. It is about the consistency that we need to show, help people, and again, not necessarily go with a big bang marketing strategy as Amit mentioned, but do that little bits to kind of let people know what you hold for yourself. So thanks Amit, it was great insight, and I'm sure viewers like the details, and you will come back with your inputs and feedbacks to help make us better. Keep watching Radio Dwarka and subscribe to us on the YouTube channel.